he gone forever? Hey everyone, I'm Jaden Hallen from Inside Sports, and today I am back. First of all, I just want to say congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs on winning the Super Bowl. But today, I am wearing a Rodgers jersey. We're talking about free agency. So the big old question is, what are the Green Bay Packers going to do about Aaron Rodgers? More importantly, what is Aaron Rodgers going to decide? He's been contemplating retirement for probably the past 3 years now, and every Packers fan knows, man, every offseason is just rough. From 2021, when Adam Schefter reported that he wanted out of here, last year he signed a 3-year contract, and now we're here again trying to figure out what's his next move. Jordan Love, we drafted him in the first round 2020, and he's getting a little bit antsy. I know he wants to get his starting time. He deserves to be a starter in this league. Played very well against the NFC champion Eagles in the 37-30 loss when he filled in for Rodgers when he got injured. But what will ultimately happen? I'm going to give my predictions and what I honestly think will happen. So I'm going to give 2 predictions here because this is so tough for me to analyze because I've seen this every year. Last year when everybody said he was going to go to the Broncos, I didn't believe it one bit. And really, I feel like same with 2021. And the problem is, it's hard to decide. It's Aaron Rodgers. I don't even think he knows what he wants yet. Right now, as the recording of this video, he's in the darkness, and hopefully his decision will come sooner than later. But with the Rodgers scenario, I think there's realistically 2 options that could happen. The first option is I don't see how he's going to retire. I think, and not really about the money, but I feel like he wants to play. And I feel like the first option is he stays with the Packers for another year, and the next offseason we do the same thing again. It's basically been a cycle. In this scenario, I think the Packers either somehow convince Jordan Love to stay, or they trade him off, probably get a 3rd or 4th round pick for him. Because the biggest question here is they have until May 1st to pick up or decline Jordan Love's 5th-year option. Obviously, they want to pick it up, give him another year here. But we've only seen a little bit of him. We don't know if he can be an elite quarterback or not. So that's the problem. The second realistic option is obviously we trade Rodgers away. I think if he goes to Vegas, Devontae Adams would be pleased. They just released Derek Carr. Definitely could be realistic. Also, the Jets owner, Woody Johnson, actually talked about how he would consider trading 2 first-round picks to the Green Bay Packers for Aaron Rodgers. And as a Packers fan, I'd take that deal over any other deal because that's 2 first-round picks, and that's realistically the best offer the Packers will probably get. And I think realistically, I'm probably going to go with the first one. I do feel like it's Rodgers, and I do feel like in my heart that he'll end up staying for another year. But I'm not surprised if we trade him anyways. I don't know what the Packers feel on Aaron Rodgers, but for my first prediction, I'm going to kind of go against what everybody else has been saying. I will take being wrong. I will be happy being right. But I'm going to say Rodgers stays in Green Bay for another year, and the Packers try to run it back, try to make the playoffs, develop with Christian Watson, Aaron Jones most likely, his last season considering he has a big cap hit. I believe it's around $16 million. And despite him being one of our best offensive weapons on the team, I think we'll keep him for another year. All right, my next prediction. It's got to be Jimmy G. It's hilarious how many people don't realize that he's going to be a free agent because I've had many friends say, oh yeah, well, Brock Purdy's injured. No worries, they got Trey Lance and Jimmy G. If you really think that Jimmy Garoppolo is worth $20 million to be a backup, he can win in the league, but I currently don't view him as a good quarterback. I think he can get the job done, but also if you look at his playoff performances, they haven't been that great. And I think with the 49ers, it's amazing to think they had 3 injured quarterbacks and still were a game away from the Super Bowl. That's just how good Kyle Shanahan is. Now, where's Jimmy going? I think he has really 2-3 realistic options. At first is going to New Orleans. Obviously, they had a pretty weird and underrated quarterback situation because I feel like not many people talked about it as much. Jameis Winston kind of got benched in the middle of the season. Andy Dalton stole his role and never looked back. Dalton played decent football, but obviously he's not a franchise quarterback. and I think they'll definitely be in the quarterback market, especially since they just traded Sean Payton and got a first-round pick. If somebody, maybe Anthony Richardson, maybe they take a chance on Hendon Hooker, somebody else like that. But I think the Saints definitely will have a new quarterback. Jimmy Garoppolo could be that man. The only thing about the Saints is, first of all, I see him realistically more for Derek Carr. But also, the Saints have had a terrible financial problems with the cap. They've had it for years, pushing all that money with Breeze down the line, and now they're paying for it. One move they could do is release Michael Thomas. He has barely played since they gave him that contract after his explosive 2019 season, and I feel like Jimmy Garoppolo is an option. I don't think he will be their starting quarterback. Now the next team is the New York Jets with Robert Saleh, San Francisco 49ers former defensive coordinator. They did just have Matt LaFleur's brother, leave, which I know he has ties with Jimmy Garoppolo as well. And that's unfortunate. Now he's on the Rams. But I do think the Jets are a good option. They are a team that's a quarterback away, and that's where Jimmy Garoppolo shines. And finally, I think the Raiders, if they don't get Rodgers, is the most realistic option for Jimmy Garoppolo. Josh McDaniels has experience with him, went back when Jimmy was in his New England days. And the Raiders, I feel like that they kind of think that they're a team that could make the playoffs again. They're kind of in the middle, because with Rodgers, they can easily be Super Bowl contenders. But on the other hand, they could be rebuilding as well. It's kind of hard to view that direction and the way Josh McDaniels, Mark Davis want to go. But Jimmy Garoppolo, to me, feels like the most realistic option, unless they're able to draft somebody like Will Levis. And the final quarterback I will be discussing is Derek Carr, as I mentioned before. Number one team for him, I say, is the New Orleans Saints. Here's why. Again, I mentioned how the Saints are a team with very little cap room, but I do believe they can make a Derek Carr deal work. And here's the number one reason why I believe that Derek Carr would be the best option for them. Because Brady retired, and the Bucs were pretty bad this year with them going 8-9. Did not show up in the playoffs. Now you look at this wide open division. The Bucs were 8-9. Everybody else was 7-10. And really it came down, besides, well, when the Bucs beat the Panthers, that was the division clinching game. But it almost came down to the last week. And with this division, probably the most wide open division in recent memory, I do think the Saints could easily make the playoffs if they can get Derek Carr. Same with the Panthers. If the Panthers were to sign him as well, I would agree that they'd have a good shot. Even if the Falcons came out of nowhere, even if the Bucs got him too, any team in that division that would get Derek Carr, I would already mark down as a division winner. He is a good quarterback. I wouldn't say he's the best. I wouldn't think he's a top 10 quarterback, but he did play well with the Las Vegas Raiders in the 2021 season, leading them to a playoff berth. And I do think he still has a lot of good football left. It'll depend on, again, I think he'll have a lot of playmakers in New Orleans if they keep Michael Thomas, because they had a decent core last year, and I do think they can improve on it as well. Chris Olave had a breakout season as well in his rookie year. I think Derek Carr to the Saints, it was rumored. I thought it was going to happen. We'll see what happens. Derek Carr to the Jets as well. They're also a quarterback away. And that's the fun about NFL free agency. It's going to be starting soon. The first day that it officially starts is the 15th, but the couple days before that is the legal tampering period, and that's when all the good stuff happens. So that's it for my video today. I'm Jaden Howland. Make sure to like and subscribe. Comment below your thoughts, your predictions, and have an amazing night.